Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to see how a game can yeet you and just kind of destroy your day, it's when you can get 799 trophies. One more trophy and you would have gotten silver 1. But no, the game just has to do that one thing where it has to give you one less trophy than it has, so it has to make you play one more game that has to risk losing it all. But I'm not going to do that today, as exciting as that would be. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I think I need to improve on, and I'll show you some replays where I've been trying to work on those techniques. Anyway, here we're going to start off with our first replay of the day. And both of these replays, I'm playing against someone 2 levels above me with higher card levels and higher hero levels as well. So in both these games, I'm not advantaged at all, and I have to play the game better than them to win it all. So the first thing now I'll talk about that I set out to, in these games, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do my best to figure out and fix the things that I think I've been doing wrong. First thing that I think I've been doing wrong is tier awareness. So being able to level up to the 2nd tier and then upgrading the cars to get the 3rd tier. And once I hit the 3rd tier, getting my Goblin Tank right away, getting that 3rd tier card as fast as possible. In the stream you guys saw a while ago, I didn't really do that very often. I mean, I'd sit on a tier and that would really cost me a lot of time that I could have been up. And I created an advantage for myself there by being up in that fashion, and then I just don't capitalize on it. Here he is up a tier a little bit faster, but I am on the mana push a little bit quicker than he is. And overall, this game was going pretty great for me. I did lose my Ayla in the beginning there. I don't know. So this is a mistake from him by not pushing me here with my Ayla down. And I was really happy he didn't exert his advantage there. Because yes, he is really 10 elixir up, but it does not matter too much. I mean, it's nice to have. He's up 7 elixir, sorry, because he got to return the L. But here, because he's not playing aggressive, I might as well play aggressive. And, you know, it's fine with me. So here he's going up to tier 3, and now I'm going up to tier 3. See, so I kind of realized that I had to get those cards, and I think I did that pretty fast there. I wasn't quite paying attention. But that's also something I want to work on, is making sure I recall right away with my Ayla, so that if his Ayla wants to keep coming at me, I can place troops and end up destroying her. Here, I think he's going to come at me because he follows me all the way. So I placed a Sorceress. That was not great, but I think I'm just going to end up returning. Or maybe not, because I see all of his, I see all of his riflemen. I end up doing a nice little fire pillar there. It's a really nice trade there. I do my return, and sadly nothing's there. But now he's coming on the offensive here, and I do have to defend. As we'll see, as I get tier 3, I think I'm going to be defending this push first, making sure that I have enough mana to defend the push. But then I do get that tier 3 upgrade really fast. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so just defending here still. And I recognize here that he got to tier 3 way faster than I did. And here's something that I need to improve on as well with these dragon play here. So the next thing that I want to improve on was placing a shield mouse before my Goblin Rocketeers. Because in past things, what I've done is I place Goblin Rocketeers, they then get aggroed by the dragon, and then I place a shield mouse, and it completely destroys the idea of placing a shield mouse, and it's awful. So basically what I need to do is I do my Rocketeers first, as I do here, and I'm going to place a shield mouse first to distract them. And I'm going to place the shield mouse always beforehand, so they're always distracted, and they never get to my Rocketeers. So this trade went well, mainly because I was able to keep my Rocketeers safe from harm. If I had just let my Rocketeers take all the damage from his minions, I wouldn't be up anything. I'd actually probably be down. And here I just decided to return because my Ayla is super low, and those Goblin Rocketeers are about to get one shot. Here I just figure I need a few little minions, not minions, what I'm talking about, shield mice, to kind of take out that Sorceress. And here, I didn't have the return up, sadly, and I finally got my Goblin Tank. So here, I never really even used a 3rd tier card, just because I was defending so long that dragon push. But now I'm feeling quite confident, actually, just because of this little advantage I have here in this push. But I am going to do that return. I get the money back for the money back. I get the elixir back for that shield mouse. and that really low goblin tank, and now I am up the trade, and now I'm ready to push. Here, also something I would need to work on is playing aggressive, and this is where this guy really messed up. He messed up by playing all 3, oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. All 3 golems right in the same place, and it's really easy for me to defend here with my goblin tank. And here I'm just wanting to make sure that I can get as much value out of that cannon as possible, so I want to make sure it's nice and protected. And here he's just kind of spamming, but really it doesn't take much for me to keep this keep my defense going. And although he is up now some camps, I should be fine because I have this giant push, and he puts another golem. That was so bad. Now the third thing, as we saw right there, I tried to do but I wasn't good at it, is I tried to return out of his fire pillar. And that's something I'm trying to work on with returning out of abilities, as just a way to kind of save my troops. Unfortunately, that's a very difficult task, and I'm not very good at it, but that's okay. I don't know exactly what I was doing there. Oh, I think my ability came up as he placed the dragon. I wasn't quite sure why I returned that. I don't know, but another thing I'm working on, as kind of highlighted by that turn, is not taking bad trades. So right here, I'm seeing that my tanks are kind of up against a dragon, and I wanted to get some damage into so I can secure a win if I can just defend. But I used to kind of let my tanks kind of just take damage from the dragons and not really do anything. I used to just let them die, but I want to return as soon as I see the dragon with my tanks out there, and then I can place some Rocketeers to defend and get all that mana back from having the goblin tanks out there. With that, however, I do want to make sure that I'm just not returning for no reason. Like there, I just wanted to make sure that I had enough damage to win the game, so it was good with me keeping all my stuff on the board there. This guy's going way over hard on his golems. Because honestly, guys, the golem's good. I mean, the golem's good, but it's just not gonna win you the game here. And with me being up so much, you gotta do one big push, or just gotta do something, because you're not winning otherwise. And we can just skip to the end, because this is just all repetitive stuff coming at you. Pretty basic stuff. 3 things I was trying to work on in that game. I really only worked on 2 of them. And that brought me up to 783, and I was thinking I could possibly get to Silver 1 with another game. Got to 799 with this next replay again. Person 2 levels up has a hero that's a level up from me, and just I'm not excited because I know this is possibly the game to get me into my Silver 1 game right here, and I'm kind of annoyed that I keep playing against these level 6 people, but I'm fine with that because I'm just kind of used to it by now. I'm used to being down, but it's not really that important. This guy goes for his 2 cards first, and although some people like doing that, I like getting the Sanctum first. It allows you a little extra mana gain at the beginning, and that actually makes my Ayla a little bit awkward here, as you will see. As she's now going to have to turn the corner here as there's nothing. I was really confused, and now he places his Osborne. I use my ability though. I think my Ayla still goes down, and I end up using my Fire Pillar, I think, here. That's a really bad actually trade. Because it actually gets him a lot up. But the thing is, I have more Sanctums than he does the entire time because I invested in Sanctums first, and then I went on the rush. Not much really I was working on there. I mean, I think that was still a good trade just because I got a little aggressive push down, and now he's like so far behind on his Mana Sanctums. He's going really fast on his tier 3. And I don't exactly know the reason for that because he didn't have anything. I mean, like here I'm kind of worried because I see here as a person going down that he's already on. I don't even see it. In my mind, my bad. But I'm really confused what this guy's doing because he has Amazons too, and it's just a really weird strategy. But I do have my sorceresses, and I'm just placing shield mice just to make sure my sources does not die. That's my priority here. And that Amazon's actually doing work on my side, but I'm here with the counter push, And although I don't have very much mana right now, I am having a lot of people, and this is what really ruined him right here, is that cat mage. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? But yeah, overall, pretty basic game for this one. I mean, it's still going to be difficult. This game is not over by any means, but I ended up taking the win here, as apparent as my trophy count. But I've never really played against Osborne. I still don't know what they do. I think his health goes like infinite for a few seconds. I don't know. Not quite sure. But I see that he is, now I see here with my cannons placed that he has cannons too. And I'm just going to fire pillar them to make sure that my cannons live on. I'm continuing this push because I know that he really can't have much mana. And since my sorcerer is so close, I mean this guy is pretty much done once I take out that elixir collector. And basically I know this. So what I'm going to do is one thing also I've been working on is trying to return here, making sure that once I get that elixir sanctum, that I'm going to be returning as well to make sure that I don't play over aggressive, because that's the point that I can lose right there, is if I play over aggressive and he can somehow make a turn on me. But if I play passive, if I wait it out, I'm going to have more mana than him, and him playing aggressive here is not what you want to do. You want to get that third elixir collector back up, and although he is definitely getting some value out of his stuff, I'm going to be able to rebound, and yeah, he does return here, which is really good. See, I'm thinking, I don't play this rest of the match very well, actually, so props to this guy. See, I'm way too late on my return there. I try and return, but it's just so late. I don't exactly know how to fix that, but yeah, I think I just have to be fast in the reaction. Also, I think the fire pillar is also a little bit difficult to dodge with regard to oh my god, I can't think. With regard to the cannon tanks, just because they're so slow. But here, see, I knew I should return, but I wanted to keep those up just because I knew I needed to get a little bit damage on his tower just to win the game, because I knew that this game might be going long. And here, I'm not even going to return just because it costs more to return and then replace him. If I can just see, I should return that. I didn't have a return. But here, this is my signal. I'm going all in right now, just because I know he can't have too much, and just because he's so down elixir, I still have troops up because I didn't return them. I should be able to win this out. See, I do return here, but I still have 3 elixir collectors going, and I'm just gaining mana much faster than this guy. And here, I think, yeah, I do place that shield mouse beforehand. Again, I'm working on that first. I remember watching some of my replays, and oh my gosh, that's so bad. Oh, also here, I need a fire pillar after I do damage to them, because that's so good for him. I just wasted basically all that mana on a fire pillar that didn't even do anything. Like, he just got to return all of his troops. So that fire pillar was pretty pointless, actually. And I should have just waited and used a goblin cannon or something, because now he just got all that mana back. And I was actually part of his way back into this game, but he really doesn't still have a chance because I had that 3 elixir collectors the entire time. So even though he got all that mana, it doesn't even matter too much. Here he comes with his big push. He's doing 4 cannons. I'm doing 3 cannons just because it doesn't honestly take 4 cannons to deal with 4 cannons. It takes less than that. You could probably even deal 2 just because of the area of effect damage, and it might even be better with the setup he had, just because of the sole fact that one tank can do the same amount of damage to both tanks. You have a shield mouse taking some damage, I mean, you're pretty good. Here I also got the dragon trainer just because I knew his main win condition here was the dragons, and I am perfectly fine with playing this game against dragons because I know I have 2 things to play against the dragons, and here I'm okay with this. Dragon Slayer against the dragon. My Dragon Slayer is gonna win, even though he has level 2 dragons. That's perfectly fine, and I'm gonna be able to get an easier recall off and get all that mana back from my Dragon Slayer. Well, he doesn't get anything. I don't know why he decided to return that dragon. I guess it really didn't matter. And now I see him here. He's just, I don't know, fire pilling my tower. So I'm just going to fire pillar his tower back. And he knows my fire pillar is done. And see, look at all of this stuff here. I have 1 cannon, and that one, I have 2 cannons, 3 cannons. And that 3 cannons just took out as like 6. Or how many he had, I kind of forget. But just because I had my cannons split apart, the cannons themselves weren't able to target them at the same time. I'm able to win that trade, and now I'm just way up here way up on the trade, and this I'm just going to push to a victory with all my troops on the board. He has nothing to defend this. That's a pretty simple W right there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Me just talking about a few things I've been trying to work on. 799 trophies. Oh my gosh, that's frustrating. Anyway, thanks y'all for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow. Also, sorry about the late upload. The main reason for that is I have been out of the house. You know, I can't always be home right after school. But subscribe if you're new. Probably should have mentioned that earlier because it's not good to mention that because most people don't stick to that. But if you stick to the end, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one, which is tomorrow. And if you stick to the end, I just love you guys. Love you lots. See you now. Peace.